This is question 52 on chemistry from the 2020 IMAT. So we're told that 40 cubic centimetres of sodium hydroxide solution is exactly neutralised by 25 cubic centimetres of 0.4 molar sulfuric acid solution. We're given the equation between these two substances, and we're told that the relative molecular mass of sodium hydroxide is 40. So the question is, based on this information, what was the concentration of the sodium hydroxide solution in grams per litre? So where to begin? Well, let's start with what we know. We have the concentration and the volume of this acid that was needed. So from that we can work out the number of moles of acid, and that would help us along our way to working out the concentration of sodium hydroxide. So how do we calculate the number of moles of acid? That is the concentration times the volume. So let's do this. Our concentration is 0.4 moles per litre. Our volume is 25 cubic centimetres, but what do we have to do? Let's change this into the units which will match those of the concentration. So to get from cubic centimetres to litres, or decimetres cubed, we divide by 1,000. So that gives us 0.025 litres. So 0.4 times 0.025, well, 4 times 0.025 would be 0.1, and so 0.4 times 0.025 would be 0.01. So that is our number of moles of acid that we needed to neutralise this sodium hydroxide. Now, from that, can we work out the number of moles of sodium hydroxide that were involved in this reaction? So we can see from this equation that we're given that it's a 2-to-1 ratio of hydroxide to acid. And so we multiply this value by 2 to get our number of moles of sodium hydroxide. That is 0.02. So we're now in a position to work out our concentration. How can we do that? Well, we have the number of moles, we have the volume, so let's divide one by the other. We have 0.02 moles, but what do we have to do to our volume? So let's change it into litres again. So 40 divided by 1,000 is 0.04 litres. 0.02 divided by 0.04 is the same as 2 divided by 4, which is 0.5. So that's a concentration in moles per litre, but is that our final answer? No, it's not, because the question asks us to give it in grams per litre. So how can we change from this unit to this unit? So this is when we need to incorporate relative molecular mass. If we need the mass in grams rather than the amount in moles, what equation do we need to use? So mass is equal to the number of moles times the relative molecular mass. And so to get from a molar concentration to a mass concentration, we do the exact same multiplication. So let's multiply 0.5 moles per litre to get our new concentration by the relative molecular mass, that's 40 grams in 1 mole of sodium hydroxide. So 0.5 times 40 is 20, and that is our concentration of sodium hydroxide in grams per litre. So 20 is our final answer, which corresponds to A.